So I was on my way back over to my little wooded camping spot, and this is the first time I come to the GWEN tower to check and see what was going on with it. And mission accomplished, guys. They gated it off and sealed it off just like I kind of told them that they needed to do. So there's the gate. There's Grace Hill, right, and then there's the business across the street. This is where you'd come into it, and the substation here. Now there's supposed to be some guys that are posted up in there, but I don't really know if that's the case or not. But that substation there, and then the tower up there. See it? Let me get my light. See if I can spotlight this on Rich. Well, my spotlight don't work too well, but see, that's the GWEN tower, Ground Wave Information Network. Now other networks are tied into that thing, but well, there's a gunshot or something. But it don't work. It don't work unless there's an emergency, and then it'll turn on all the other stuff. So they gated it up because it used to be open, and they were trafficking kids from here through the woods to them apartments or something. There was a bunch of trash piled up underneath the power lines because the power lines run right there into the substation, right? And I was telling them that could get lit on fire and cause a real bad problem. And so this right here solves it all, solves the whole thing. So I say they probably cleaned it up or maybe left it there. I don't know. I can go in through the back way, or there's other ways in here, but because there's a bunch of trail back through there where the old McGregor's field, soybean fields is growing up, and back behind that logistics place is a square reservoir where I don't know if there's fish in it or not, but the swans and stuff, the geese go there, and so that's great. There's the moon. I did not see the aurora borealis here. Of course, there's too much light pollution for me, really, to see it in town. But where I was at last night, I wasn't really concerned about that. I was kind of angry about some things, and I went out to Montenay today, and they had uprooted the trees where all the black slave graves were out there. It made me so upset because nobody really knows about them. There's black slave graveyards around here where there was plantations and stuff back in the day. That of course, they bury them, most of them unmarked, but a lot of us knew where some of them were due to people finding stuff. And we knew that one down at Montenay where it was, but nobody talked about it. So nobody knew about it because they didn't talk about that stuff. And so the trees, there's big trees down there. Some of it was rotten and fell over already, but the seeds from them grew right where they fell, and it's still markers for them black slave graves that were there, and they didn't bury them too much like they buried everybody else. So, but that really upset me. They went down there, uprooted everything down there. That the chimney's still there, but it looks like it's dilapidated. They might take it down too. Of course, it's not really a danger to anybody like the tower was, because there were people climbing on it, and that was my thing when I got the FBI on me for calling about trying to get it on the historical register. The Corps of Engineers thought I said that I was going to blow up the Beaver Dam, and I said I was going to, make it to where they had to, fence that tower off, do something, put it on the historical register, and fix everything, make it a destination tourist, not dangerous, right? Not people climbing on it. But so they got it gated here, and that's fucking great. A big old lock on it, so no child trafficking people get in, and it's the SA did it. And there's your emergency and the releasing number there. And those are the ones I called with that tower, and then the ones I called about that other tower down there. So my hat's off to the operators here for Oxfog, for auxiliary continuity communications, And I'm the one that set this in motion initially, and then the police and everything. And that, like I said, since I got back home past year, I ain't been over here to see it or drove by. So it's the first time I come by and see it. Good job, Rogers City Council, everybody that's involved. But I think it was mainly the SBA here that I had contacted and let them know that something needed to be done about this, because there was other stuff going on besides just the trash dumping underneath the power lines. This access point didn't need to be public at all. Not at all. So they not only did that, but they put a whole fence so you couldn't drive up and get around the gate. You know, you can get in here like this, walk, but that's for animals and stuff. You know, you can get in there, you can get back, we walk back in there, but you ain't getting your vehicle back in there yet. So I don't know how far down that fence goes, but there's other ways to get back in there. There's a back way, you know, where you can come in where the apartments are. So, but there's also different ways of blocking that trail off for vehicles can't get through, you know, with logs or tires or whatever they want to do. So this that McGregor's Field is owned, I think it's parceled out by a couple different individuals, but they were letting homeless people live back there in there. And I think that, I don't know if they ran them all out or what, but there's deer back in there, coyotes sometimes, and a lot of other critters, and the birds nest roost back there. So I don't know what they're going to do, or if they've sold it, planned to develop it any further. Then because this whole section here, within so many feet of that tower, you don't need vehicles around unless it's the maintenance guys. So that's because that's GWEN tower. That ain't just a regular cell phone tower, boys and girls. That's a military ground wave emergency network tower, and it's not putting out a signal unless there's a situation like we might have an electrical emergency, and that's when the generators pop on. And now it's right here next to the substation too. So if something were to happen to the substation and affect the generator on the GWEN tower in an emergency, that would be a serious problem for our continuity of communications through this corridor right here, which is a very critical corridor for the United States, and Walmart and everything. Logistics right here. We got a bunch of logistics companies. It's the north side, basically north side of Dixieland right here. And after you get out through that light, over the railroad tracks through the light, you get a Little Flock. And then that Hudson goes east to west into Bentonville, where Walmart is. And then that goes up north to Avoca and up to Missouri eventually. Up to the Civil War battlefield. And then get up to Jane. Or not Jane, but Seligman. And at Seligman, you make a right to go out to Roaring River, or you can go north and get up into Washburn and Cassville. And Cassville's got that, Missouri dispensary up there. That's the only kind if I went to get my card here, I'd only get my card here so I could go up there and like put what I got up there, bring it back in a container here. So, but they're watching the one that's on. They're watching the one that's over the border at Jane, Missouri, up there where the Walmart and the what is it, liquor store, Macadoodles, the Macadoodles. So there's a dispensary right by the Macadoodles. But the Bella Vista guys and the Highway Patrol watch you. If you go in there from Arkansas, then leave the store, then head back south across the line, you're going to get pulled over probably. So, because that's illegal, you can't be going across state lines and getting their recreational marijuana and bringing it into a state where it's medical. And they crack down on the CBD, Delta 8 and Delta 9, and we can't get that here no more. And my buddy's American Shaman got closed down. So anyway, I'm gonna get on down the road before somebody makes a nervous spot. But they probably know why I'm checking it out, because I'm the one that got the initiative rolling on this son of a bitch, because I am volunteer auxiliary communications around here, because I know about I know what all these towers are. Everything. I know Razorback transit pipeline, everything. I know everything about this place. And the military bunkers that are off in fucking Hobbs State and everything like that. So y'all have a good evening, and I'm gonna go try and relax. I had to take a Vyvanse earlier because I was having some heart issues. The solar activity got and all the stress, everything else that got going on, got my heart all fucked up. So I've been trying to just get some exercise, lose weight. My feet were swelling up again, so I was drinking too much sugar and coffee. So more water and apple cider or something. Like I said, at the end of the month, I might go down to Florida with Dennis Nagel's house and do that down by Orlando by the Kennedy Space Center. They'd love to have me down there, right? I wish it wasn't down in Florida because I don't know, I might enjoy it. Just as long as the water don't, tidal wave us over or whatever going to happen. I hope it waits, but whatever, I guess. So, motherfuckers, good night. We'll see you tomorrow. I don't know how good of a quality my 5G stream is, but I really don't got that much any data left. It's just parsing out on what it can. So no visible aurora borealis here in town, because you have to go up P Ridge or something to see it outside town up in Missouri. So at least I don't see it. Maybe if I had a camera on, maybe it could. I don't see it here. So you guys have a good whatever's going on. And on the 25th, I think I get my couple teeth pulled. So I'm sorry I ain't been doing these streams, but I'm back in my truck again, and I got no Wi-Fi. So screw you guys. I'm going home. I'll do what I want. Might just throw this damn thing in the creek. I'm tired of it. If it wasn't for playing music.